Yesterday, we completed some gas laws. Those are Boyle's law, Charles law. So that is for those gas laws, what are those different graphs and different relations? So all those, that is some problems based on the concept are completed there. Now, today we are going to discuss some other gas laws and ideal gas equation, some concepts based on this ideal gas equation, related problems. Here we are going to discuss. Okay, so that is the continuation class of yesterday. So please be careful. So next one. So after Boyle's law and Charles law, the next law is Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law, which is also called as Charles second law, also called as Charles Gay-Lussac's law. So whatever it may be the name, so it is simply called as Gay-Lussac's law. It gives the relationship between, it is the relationship between pressure and temperature. It is the relationship between pressure and temperature. So these are the two parameters, the relationship we are going to discuss. The other two parameters, what are those other two parameters? Those are number of moles and volume. These two are constants. Among those four, two are related by taking other two are constants. Here, so for a given mass of gas at constant volume, for a given mass of gas, N is constant. For a constant volume, the pressure of the gas is always directly proportional to its absolute temperature. Now the relation is pressure of the gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. Mind it, air pressure and temperature are directly related. So pressure of the gas is always directly proportional to its absolute temperature. Just like that is Charles law, which is V is proportional to T. It is Charles law. It is Gay-Lussac's law. So same concepts, just like in our Charles law, are also applicable here. Instead of V, we are here using P and T. So V is now replaced with P. All those problems, all those graphs are interrelated, no doubt. V is replaced with P. That's enough. That means in our yesterday class, Vt is equal to V naught plus T into 273.15 into V naught. It is a relation we derived yesterday. Now, today, Pt is equal to P naught plus T by 273.15 into P naught. Into P naught. That means for every 1 degree rise of temperature, the pressure of the gas is increased by 1 by 273.15 fraction of the pressure at 0 degrees centigrade. The pressure at 0 degrees centigrade. So that means this is the relation. Here also 1 by 273. That means if we draw a graph, temperature, degree centigrade, pressure on this one, that gives a straight line which is not passing through the horizon. So if we extrapolated this line that cuts the negative axis at a particular point, this point is minus 273.15 degrees centigrade. This is called as absolute zero. All these concepts are yesterday we are going to discuss. We are discussing. Yesterday we discussed it. There V is used, now it is P is used. Right? P is used. So that is P is directly proportional to T. So it is general law. P is equal to some constant K3 into T. It is Y is equal to mx pop. That means on y-axis P, on x-axis T, it is Y is equal to mx pop. That is why if you draw a graph, P on y-axis, T on x-axis, that is the straight line passing through the origin with the slope is equal to K3. Where K3 is the proportionality constant. Slope is equal to K3. Next. If we draw different constant volume conditions, so pressure on y-axis, T on x-axis, so different gas, these are the different lines where V1, V2, V3 as constant volumes. V1, V2, V3 are constant volumes. So now these are the graphs drawn at constant volume. That's why these are called as isocores. Isocores. Iso means the same. Core means volume. Isocores. So Boyle's law, constant pressure, isobar. Charles law, constant. Oh, that is V is proportional to T. That is constant pressure and isobar. So Charles law, isobar. Sorry. Boyle's law. What is this Boyle's law? P is inversely proportional to V at constant T. Charles law, V is directly proportional to T at constant P. That is the Gay-Lussac's law. P is directly proportional to T at constant P. Constant T, isotherm. Constant P, isobar. Constant V, isocores. So these are the different names of those graphs. Isotherms, isobars, isocores. These are isocores because these are drawn at constant volume. Now, what is the relation between this volume? That is V1, V2, V3. V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V3, or V1 greater than, or V2 greater than, something else. How to recognize it? So, draw a vertical line. That means the temperature is constant. So, corresponding to temperature. So, identify the pressure values corresponding volume setting. So, this is V1, let it be P1. It is V2, it is P2, it is V3, it is P3. No doubt we know P1 greater than P2 greater than P3. From this relation, P is inversely proportional to V. Therefore, V1 less than V2 less than V3. We know pressure conditions. P1 greater than P2 greater than P3. So P is inversely proportional to V as per our Boyle's law. Therefore, V1 less than V2 less than V3. Here is the relation. This is the relation V1 less than V2 less than V3. Those are at constant volume. So V1, V2, V3 are the corresponding volumes which are at constant conditions. Next, what is the differential form of this Gay-Lussac's law? So differential form. So just like your Charles law, here is Gay-Lussac's law. That is P is equal to some constant K3 into P. Differentiation, after differentiation, dP by P at constant V is equal to dt by V, dt by T at constant one. It is the differential form of this Gay-Lussac's law. Differential form of this Gay-Lussac's law. So this is all about your Gay-Lussac's law. So Boyle's law, Charles law, Gay-Lussac's law are completed. Now another law which is Avogadro's law. Today I am going to take class something fast because our syllabus is in lagging position. So that's why I am a little bit speed. Okay, please try to understand. Next, Avogadro's law. What is this Avogadro's law? Now, what are the parameters? That is pressure, volume, temperature, number of moles. These are the variables to describe the gas. So, PV relation completed. Pressure, volume, Boyle's law. VT relation completed. That is Charles law. P T relation completed. That is Gay-Lussac's law. Now, V and N relation. V and N relation, this is Avogadro's law. It gives the interrelation between volume of the gas and number of moles of the gas. Volume of the gas to the number of moles of the gas. Now that gives Avogadro's law, the interrelation, the relation between. So now, So V and T. Now I'm going to take these two parameters relations. That means remaining two. What are those remaining two? That is pressure and temperature are constant. Pressure and temperature are constant. That means at constant temperature and if given constant temperature and pressure. Now what is the relation between this volume and number of moles? Now they observe volume of the gas is directly proportional to number of moles. Volume of the gas is directly binary. All these raws are practically observed values. So that's why what they told to us that just here I am going to explain. That's enough. It is all practical evidences. All these have practical evidences. So see here, volume of the gas directly proportional to number of moles at constant temperature and pressure. At constant temperature and pressure. V is directly proportional to N. That implies V is equal to some constant K4 into N. Here K4 is nothing but proportionality constant. Once again, it is in the form of Y is equal to mx. Now we draw a graph, volume on y-axis, because at y place V, x place N, number of moles on x-axis, that gives a straight line passing through the origin. That gives a straight line passing through the origin at constant temperature and pressure. So these are not considered as isotherms, isobars or something else. There is no name for this one. So it is just a straight line which is passing through the origin. Next, logarithmic forms, everything is similar to our previous cases. Everything is similar. So mind it. So what is Avogadro's law? V is directly proportional to N. Now I am going to explain something more towards this law. Here, Avogadro's law. That is, V is directly proportional to N. V is directly proportional to N. That is at constant temperature and pressure. At constant temperature and pressure. Mind it. See here. For example, temperature is equal to constant. Pressure is equal to constant. For example, if V also constant, if V also constant, then because among four parameters, like that is the number of moles, temperature, pressure, volume, among four parameters, three are going to, that is temperature, pressure, volume, these three are constant, automatically fourth one also constant. It should be constant because other three are constant, number of moles also constant. That means then number of moles is equal to constant. Number of moles are, mind it, at constant temperature and pressure, equal volume of, equal, not taken as constant, volumes are equal, nothing but constant. Equal volume of all gases contains equal number of moles. Equal volume of all gases contains equal number of moles. This is another way to express this Avogadro's law. So now, what is the statement? At constant temperature and pressure, if volume of different gases are equal, then their number of moles also equal. If volume of different gases are equal, then their number of moles are equal. That means equal volume of our different gases have equal number of moles. Equal volume of different gases have equal number of moles. Therefore, let us take an example. So to describe this concept, take 4 vessels, 1 liter vessel. Heat is also 1 liter because volume should be same. 1 liter vessel. It is 1 liter vessel. In this one, that means here volume is equal to constant to 1 liter. Temperature and pressure, here also constant. I am taking at constant temperature and pressure, equal volume of different gases I am going to choose. Here, what those gases are taken? Helium. Let us take helium gas is filling here. Next, oxygen gas is filled here. Next, CO2 gas is filled here. Next, SO3 gas is filled here. That means these are different gases, not same gases. Even though the gases are different, here what we observe, number of moles of helium, number of moles of O2, number of moles of CO2, number of moles of SO3. These are there. So because temperature, pressure and volume constant, these the number of moles also same. These number of moles of those gases are also same. That is the condition here. If volume of different gases are equal, their number of moles are also equal. Their number of moles are also equal. But this, that means here in that experiment, what we observe here, what is the moles ratio? What is the moles ratio here, which is equal to, or equal means 1:1:1:1, because number of moles are equal. That is the volume ratio. Next, molecules ratio. What is the meaning of molecules? How to calculate number of molecules? Small n into capital N. That is already discussed in our stoichiometric condition. Small n is equal to 1. 1 into n. N. That means here also number of molecules also 1:1:1:1. Small n into capital N also equal, because small n is equal to 1. So n is to n automatically. That means 1:1:1:1. Next, number of atoms ratio. How to calculate that atoms? Small n into capital N into atomicity n. So how to calculate that atoms? So small n into capital N into atomicity. It is the number of atoms n. So number of molecules 1:1:1. So automatic atomicity for helium, atomicity is only 1. So next, for oxygen, atomicity is 2. 1:2, 2:2. It is 3. It is 4. So that means moles ratio same, molecules ratio same, but not atoms ratio. Moles ratio same, molecules ratio same, but not atoms ratio. That means if volume at constant temperature and pressure, if volumes are equal, moles and molecules are also equal. That means that is the Avogadro's law. So finally, I am going to state this Avogadro's law. So at constant temperature and pressure, equal volume of all gases having equal number of moles or molecules. Equal number of moles or molecules, mind it, but not atoms. This statement is given by Avogadro. So that is the law is called as Avogadro's law. By taking all these values, all these laws, so by combining all these laws, that is the combined gas equation is we are going to derive. So what is the combined gas equation? See here. So what is the combined gas equation? Which is, so we know Boyle's law. Now our topic is ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation or equation of state. Ideal gas equation or equation of state. What is this ideal gas equation or equation of state? So now we know that according to Boyle's law, V is inversely proportional to P at constant temperature and number of moles. Next, Charles' law. According to Charles' law, V is directly proportional to T at constant pressure and a number of moles. Next, according to Avogadro's law, V is directly proportional to N at constant P and T. By all these summations, all these collections, so by combining all these laws, V is proportional to 1 by P, T and N. That implies PV is proportional to Tn, and that implies PV is equal to proportionality constant is replaced here. So N R Tn. Here R is the proportionality constant, which is called as gas constant, which is called as gas constant, which is PV is equal to nRT. It is the simplest way. So what is the ideal gas equation? PV is equal to nRT. What is ideal gas? So before going to take this ideal gas equation, what is ideal gas? Any gas which obeys all these gas laws at all conditions is called as an ideal gas. So Gay-Lussac law is nothing but boys, that is here also Gay-Lussac law is there. P is directly proportional to T at other conditions. So everything is there. Okay. So what is ideal gas? What is ideal gas? Any gas which follows all these gas laws at all conditions is called as ideal gas, or any gas which obeys this equation, that is PV is equal to nRT. This equation at all conditions is called as ideal gas, because this equation is derived from this gas laws. This gas laws, that means this if gas follows this equation, automatically follows that gas law. Okay, that means this is the ideal gas. So that equation is called as ideal gas equation. By it is ideal gas is nothing but a hypothetical gas. So actually ideal gas is not exist. Ideal gas is not exist. These are nothing but hypothetical gases. Mind it. Okay, all available gases are real gases, but sometimes these real gases behaves like ideal gases at a particular temperature and pressure. That means it is a critical condition. Some conditions are applied at those conditions. Some real gases behave like ideal gases. Later we are going to discuss this concept. So now up to it is ideal gas. What is ideal gas? Which obeys this gas law, which obeys that gas equation. That is PV is equal to nRT. This equation, this explains a physical state of the gas that it is called as equation of state. PV is equal to nRT. In this PV is equal to nRT, now we are going to discuss about that R. What is that R? R is nothing but proportional constant. In particular, it is called as gas constant. R is equal to proportionality constant, which is called as universal gas constant. That means its value is same for all gases. R value is a constant for all gases, and whatever you want to take the gas, which is called as its value is always constant. So now from our equation, PV is equal to nRT. From this, I want to derive R value. So PV by NTN. R is equal to PV by NT. So let us take N is equal to 1 mole. T is equal to constant, because T value always expressed in Kelvin scale. There is no other unit. For scale, because it is fixed to Kelvin scale. Whatever it may be the temperature given to you, all those values are converted into Kelvin scale. There only Kelvin scale values are used for the calculation purpose. Okay, that means, but pressure and volume values are units are different. Pressure, volume units are different. Pressure may be parts, millimeters, centimeters, something else. So the different units of pressure are there. Different units of volume are there. Meter cube, centimeter cube, that is liters, milliliters. These are different units. That means R value depends only on units of pressure and volume. R value depends on units of pressure and volume. So units of pressure and volume are changed. That means the constant value also changes. But that value is fixed for all gases. So any two gases or any number of gases, R value is constant at that particular stage. Now I am going to note some R values in different units. So what those are frequently used in our further calculation purpose. Okay, so I don't write all these values, just a few are I'm going to write. So what is this R value? R value, which is equal to 0.0821. So see here, R is equal to PV by NTN. It is 1 mole. It is in Kelvin. Now pressure, volume, and so now pressure is in liters. Sorry, volume in liters. Pressure is in atmosphere. So denominator, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse is the unit. So liter, atmosphere, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse, that is 0.0821. 0.0821. Mind it, its value is nearly equal to 1 by 12. Wherever 0.0821 is there, so replace that value with 1 by 12. Or its value is almost equal to, it almost is not exactly equal to 22.4 by 273. 0.0821 is equal to 22.4 by 273. These are the other values used here for our calculation purpose. 0.0821 is equal to 1 by 12 or is equal to 22.4 by 273 for our calculation purpose, for easiness of the calculation. So if volume is in liters, pressure is in atmosphere, so that way 0.0821 liter atmosphere, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. Next, there is another one which is 2, or it is almost equal to, that is 1.987 actually, which is nearly taken as 2. And pressure and volume is nothing but work and so that is energy term, that is which is equal to 2 calorie, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse is the unit. 1.987 roughly taken as 2 calorie, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. So pressure and volume is taken as work as units, energy units, and there is a P and V is replaced with energy units, calorie. Energy units, calorie. Next, which is equal to 8.314 joule, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. 8.314 joule, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. Its value is also taken as 25 by 3 roughly. So for our calculation purpose, its value is taken as 25 by 3. So these are some values. So for example, this is, see here, one more, 0.083 if liter, bar, pressure is in bar, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. It is also one of the units, one of the values of these are this R. So please remember all these values whenever you want to use based on units, use these values. So very, very important. So it is joule, that is equal to 8.314 into 10 power minus 3 kilojoule, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse is also one of the units. Kelvin units. That is kilojoules per. Okay. These are different R values. These are different R values. So this is ideal gas equation. What is that? PV is equal to nRT. R is the proportional constant. It is nothing but universal gas constant. Its value is always fixed. Its value is always fixed. So certain values. That R value depends only on units of pressure and volume. Units of pressure and volume. Now, some conclusions based on this one in our further calculations. So the frequently used terms are STP terms. What is this STP? STP means standard temperature and pressure. Standard temperature and pressure, which is called as STP. So that means temperature and pressure values are fixed. That is, temperature is fixed to 273 Kelvin. So 273 Kelvin, which is nothing but 0 degrees centigrade. STP condition, that is 273 Kelvin and 0 degrees centigrade. Or 0 degrees centigrade is the temperature value. Pressure value is taken as 1 atmosphere. Pressure is taken as 1 atmosphere. Okay. At this case, at this atmosphere, now volume occupied by 1 mole gas is called as gram molar volume. Already I completed in our that is stoichiometric cases. So at STP, the volume occupied by 1 mole gas is called as gram molar volume. At this temperature and pressure, the gram molar volume is equal to 22.4 liters, which is nothing but gram molar volume. If 2273 Kelvin, instead of 1 atmosphere, 1 bar is taken. 1 bar is taken. That value is taken as 22.7 liters. 22.7 liters. Mind it, it is old concept. It is latest concept. Latest concept. So mind it, gram molar volume. If pressure is in atmospheres, that is 22.4 liters. If pressure is in bars, that is 22.71 liters. So that is 22.71 liters. So be careful. But our calculations, so most frequently we are using only old concepts. So if in a problem, if pressure is taken in bars, automatically we must use 22.7 liters as gram molar volume. So these are nothing but STP conditions. Standard temperature and pressure. So pressure may be 1 atmosphere or 1 bar. Temperature must be 270 degrees Kelvin or 0 degrees centigrade. So those are the gram molar volumes. Besides this, there is another term. What is that? SATP value is there. What is this SATP value? That is standard ambient temperature and pressure. Standard ambient temperature and pressure. What is standard ambient temperature and pressure? So that means temperature is taken as 25 degrees centigrade. Instead of 0 degrees centigrade, here temperature is taken as 25, which is nothing but room temperature is taken as standard condition. Because most of the experiments are conducted at standard, at room temperature conditions. That room temperature is fixed to 25 degrees centigrade. So if that temperature is used and pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere, these are the temperature and pressure values are fixed. This is called as SATP values. These are called as ambient. SPIENT. Ambient temperature and pressure values. So temperature value is fixed to 25 degrees centigrade, nothing but 25 plus 273, that is equal to 298 Kelvin. This is the value. No doubt we must use Kelvin, that is Kelvin scale value, and that is 298 Kelvin temperature, pressure is 1 atmosphere. That particular condition is called as standard ambient temperature and pressure. There is another one which is NTP. NTP. What is this? Normal temperature and pressure. It is nothing but normal temperature and pressure. So here temperature is taken as 20 degrees centigrade. It is another way. 20 degrees centigrade. No doubt pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere. Pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere. So 20 means 273 plus 20. That is 293 Kelvin. 293 Kelvin. So these are taken as normal temperature and pressure. But most of the cases NTP, STP are taken as, for our calculation purpose, they are equal, but actually it is 20 degrees centigrade, 296 Kelvin. So these are different. So, okay, what is that volume occupied? That volume occupied, here it is. See here, at this temperature and pressure, volume occupied is equal to 22.789 liters. 22.789 liters. That is the volume occupied. Okay, so these are different units and terms used in calculation purposes, particularly STP case and SATP case. So in old cases it is 1 atmosphere, in latest cases it is 1 bar cases. So these are different terms. Next, so all these are clear? Right, boys? Okay. NTP, normal temperature and pressure. Temperature is taken as 20 degrees centigrade. Volume, calculate it comparatively. Later I am going to calculate. So roughly that much value, 22 point something, almost nearer to that value. Now we know PV is equal to nRT and PV is equal to nRT. So if there is comparative study. So first gas at a pressure P1, volume V1 and a temperature T1 having the number of moles N1. Second gas P2, V2, T2 and number of moles. For this comparison, R value is constant. From this, R is equal to PV by NTN. That means P1 V1 by N1 T1 is equal to P2 V2 by N2 T2. If N1 is equal to N2 is equal to 1 mole, therefore P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. The term is used, which is called as, it is for 1 mole only, which is called as combined gas equation. Which is called as combined gas equation. P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. It is from PV is equal to nRT and it is for applicable only for 1 mole of the gas. It is applicable for only 1 mole of gas. That's enough. P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. Next. So density relation. We are going to discuss density. So what is the formula to calculate density of the gas? I am going to discuss density of the gas. We know PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. Yes, it'll come. Okay. So PV is equal to nRT, but N is equal to weight by gram molecular weight. So small w by after readjustment. So this is equal to mass per volume, but mass per volume is equal to density N. Nothing but small d. Replace that. Therefore, Pm is equal to dRTN. Now I want to calculate density N. Therefore, D is equal to Pm by RTN. It is another formula to calculate density of the gas. Density is equal to Pm by RT. So density is equal to Pm by RT. So that is D1 by D2 is equal to P1 by P2, M1 by something else. That is, from this, D1 by D2 is equal to P1 by P2 into T2 by T1, which is equal to M1 by M2. Comparative study, different comparative studies. So this is density relations. Density relations. So all these are density calculation, density model problems. So these are different concepts up to Avogadro's law. Okay. So now I'm going to discuss some problems based on this concept. So note down on your paper and calculate with through me, that is along with me. Okay, see here. An evacuated flask has flask has weight of 50 grams when empty. 148 grams when completely filled with a liquid of density 0.98 gram per ml and 50.5 grams when it is filled with an ideal gas at 760 torr pressure and 27 degrees centigrade. Find the molecular weight of gas. So that means ideal gas. So try it. So see here, an evacuated flask without any, that means its weight is 50. When completely filled with a liquid is filled, that is 148 grams. So now I am going to calculate different things. First of all, calculate weight of gas. Empty one has 50 grams. If ideal gas is filled, now the weight is 50.5. So that means weight of gas is equal to 50.5 minus 50, which is equal to 0.5 grams. 0.5 grams. Now weight of liquid, which is equal to how much? Actually, total weight is 148, that is empty. 148 minus 50, which is equal to 98 grams. It is weight of liquid. Next, therefore, volume of flask is equal to mass per density. Because density is equal to mass per volume is equal to mass per density. That is equal to, mass is how much? 98. Density of the liquid is how much? 0.98, which is equal to 100 ml. Which is equal to 100 ml, which is equal to 0.1 liter. 0.1 liter. So now apply PV is equal to nRT for this one. So pressure, that is the pressure. How much is the pressure? 760 torr. That is 760 mm, because 1 torr is equal to 1 mm. 760 mm is equal to 1 atmosphere. Now I am going to take pressure is in atmosphere. So apply, I am going to apply PV is equal to nRT for ideal gas, because ideal gas is taken. Pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere. Volume is equal to liters, 0.1 is equal to number of moles. So now I am going to calculate number of moles is equal to weight by molecular weight. Weight of the gas is equal to 0.5 by, I don't know the molecular mass, R value, liter atmosphere, 0.0821, which is nothing but, there is temperature is how much? 27 degrees centigrade, nothing but 300 Kelvin. 300 Kelvin. Okay. So this is the relation. After calculation, molar mass of the gas is equal to 123.15 grams. 123.15 grams. This is the way to solve the problem. So very, very important model. So different, all these values are given to you. So very, very important. Next. Next one. An air bubble is formed at the bottom of the lake where temperature is 7 degrees centigrade and pressure is 2000 centimeters of water, and not with AC, with respect to water. Full stop. The radius of the bulb is is 1/8 centimeters. Radius of the bubble is 1/8 centimeters. Find the radius of air bubble at the surface of lake. At the surface of lake, where temperature is 27 degrees centigrade, depth of the lake is 10 meters, and atmospheric pressure is 1000 centimeters of water with respect to water. So that is water, this is automatically water, no problem. Now, see the problem. Air bubble is formed at the bottom end. Bottom, you want to calculate on the surface end. At the surface, you want to calculate. At the bottom, the radius is 1/8 centimeters. Here, how much is? Now apply the formula. P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. One case, that is, this is for bottom end. Apply these values for bottom. These values for surface end. Apply those values for surface. Now, I am going to calculate pressure at the bottom. How much? Pressure at the bottom, 2000 centimeters. Therefore, 2000 into volume. Volume is nothing but, instead of radius, 4/3 pi r cube, because air bubble is spherical in shape. So for spherical volume, 4/3 pi r cube is here we are going to use. That's why instead of volume, 4/3 pi r radius, that is 1/8 whole cube. 4/3 pi r cube by, at which the temperature is 7 degrees centigrade. 7 degrees means 273. So here it is 7 degrees, 273 plus 7, which is equal to 280 Kelvin. Now it is 280, which is equal to pressure on the surface. Pressure on the surface, it is 1000. That is 1000 into volume, that is 4/3 pi r cube. We don't know the radius. I want to calculate that radius by T2. At that temperature, how much is the temperature? That is 27 degrees centigrade. 27 plus 273, 300. 300. By comparing all these values, calculate that R value. R is equal to, final calculation, 0.697 centimeters. R is equal to 697. So depth of the lake is given, so not used here. So all those values are not helpful to calculate the required quantity. Here is not applicable. It is just P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. So combined gas law is applicable. Okay. So these are the different models. So here we are going to discuss. Next, concepts and different concepts on this cancer. That is on these gas laws. By the way, I'm going to take class tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. up to 9:30. Are you ready? Please give your response at 7:30 to 9:30, just to adjust the syllabus. Are you accepted? So ready for that? So tomorrow there is a class at 7:30 to 9:30. Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to adjust the syllabus. Okay, thank you. Okay, different concepts. And what are those concepts? So in most of the problems, see here, in most of the problems, open vessels are used. Whenever the term open vessel is used, open vessel means, so see here, this is a vessel which is not closed at the top. It is just open vessel. Open vessel. Whenever open vessels are there, in this case, because this is all focused to atmosphere, pressure is equal to constant and volume is equal to constant. Whenever the term open vessel is applied, you should take both pressure and volume because it is connected to universe. Universe pressure and volume is always constant. Atmosphere pressure and volume is always constant. Whenever the term open vessel is used, automatically we should take pressure and volume concepts are equivalent. That means we know P1 V1 by N1 T1 is equal to P2 V2 by N2 T2. Here P1 is equal to P2, V1 is equal to B2 because it is open vessel. Therefore, these numerator values are cancelled. Therefore, N1 by T1 is equal to N2 by D2. This term is used in case of open vessel. This is the formula. Here we are going to use if the container is open. Okay, so it is one of the important concepts. So based on this, I am going to take one problem. So problem based on this concept. See here, an open vessel at 27 degrees centigrade is heated until 3/4 of mass of air NH has been expelled. Neglecting the expansion of vessel calculate the temperature in degrees centigrade to which the vessel is heated. Vessel is heated. So here, what we are going to identify? Find it. It is open vessel. That is important. Yes, 927, correct, my dear boy. It is open vessel. So automatically P and V are constants. So whenever open vessel the term is used, pressure and volume are constants. Okay, now the formula is N1 T1 is equal to N2 T2. N1 T1 is equal to N2 T2. So it is initial case, it is final case. Initially, let number of moles in the gas, the number of moles of the gas, let it be 1 mole. 1 mole of the gas. Because weight is directly proportional to moles, that's why instead of mass, we are going to take moles into T1. How much is the T1 at that temperature? That is 27 degrees. 27 plus 270. Here only capital temperatures are used. So 300. It is 300 Kelvin. Is equal to how many number of moles actually? So that means 3 by 4 expelled. Expelled means gone out. Gone out. But we are taking how much inside is there. So 3 by 4 value is going out. That means 1 by 4 is inside. 3 by 4 is gone out from the vessel. 1 by 4 is inside because it is 1 present actually there. 1 present actually there. Now at the final case, how much is there in the vessel? That is 1 minus 3 by 4. 3 by 4 is went out. So temperature, there is how much is the temperature? You want to calculate temperature. Therefore, it is 1200 Kelvin temperature. The T2. 1200 Kelvin. So calculate. In that it is equal to 1200 minus 273, which is equal to T degrees centigrade, which is nothing but how much? 927 degrees centigrade. 927 degrees centigrade. It is simplest one. Just we use here, not directly 3 by 4. 3 by 4 is gone out, went out. Now it is 1 by 4 is remained. So remained value is used here. Next concept, that is next concept. Let us take so another concept. Let us take two vessels. Let us take two vessels having pressure P1, V1, T1, different volume pressure conditions. Here also P2, V2, T2 is there. P2, V2, T2 are there. Now these two vessels are in are connected with a small, a thin tube set. Okay, so see here, those two vessels are connected with a thin tube. A thin tube. Negligible volume tube is connected. That volume is not connected. There, the volume V1, temperature T3. Volume is not changed, but temperature is changed. Next, it is volume V2, temperature T4. In these two vessels, because these two are connected, here and here, the pressure is the same. Because that is uniform mixture. So automatically there and there, the pressure should be same. Pressure value should be same. So in this case, now the related, we are comparing, that is conservation of moles concept is applicable. Conservation of, here we apply conservation of moles because the number of moles here and here is not changed. So here also the same number of moles are there. Same number of moles are there because no gas molecule is going to escape. No gas molecule is going to escape. Just a minute. Just a minute. See here, mind it. Here number of moles N1, here number of moles N2. There also N1, N2. That is N1 plus N2 moles are there. That is number of moles is not changed. That means conservation of moles concept is applicable. Here, therefore, P1 V1 by R1 T1 because number of moles N1, here is N2 plus because these two are connected there. P2 V2 by RT2 which is equal to P, that is final pressure Pn, P V1 by R temperature T3 plus those two are connected. P V2 by RT4 temperature. RT4. So before moles is equal to after moles. Before moles is equal to after moles. N1 plus N2, N1 plus N2. Okay, that is conservation of moles concept is applicable. It is not plus before. This is before case ending. It is before case ending. It is after connection final case ending. Before number of moles is this much. Final number of moles are this much. That number of moles are conserved. Conserved means before is equal to after end. That is why it is equal to 1. Equal to 1. Okay. This is the concept is used. Now I am going to take a problem based on this concept. Two flasks of equal volume connected by a narrow tube at 27 degrees centigrade contains total of 0.7 mole hydrogen at 0.5 atmosphere. One of the flasks is now placed in a bath of 127 degrees centigrade. 127 degrees centigrade, and another one is maintained at 27 degrees centigrade. 27 degrees centigrade. So, find the final pressure of the gas and also find out moles of H2 in individual flask. Okay, so read carefully. Is there any chance to calculate? Just our previous concept and based on our previous concept. Just based on our previous concept. So up to this one, so how much is the final pressure? So this number of moles I am going to calculate later. Not PV is equal to NRT. Those tubes are connected in the previous case. Those tubes are two flasks are used. Are equal volumes connected? So see that two flasks of equal volume are connected by a narrow tube. There are two flasks, equal volume, are connected. Volume. So equal volume means here V, here is the V end, volume. Both are. Temperature, it is 27 degrees centigrade. It is 27 degrees centigrade. Both are at the beginning, it is also 27 degrees centigrade. Both are. Next. Okay. So see, so at the beginning, so this is the initial case. Later, these two are connected. These two are connected. So apply the condition. What is the formula? P1 V by RT1 is plus P2 V2 by RT2 is equal to PV1 by RT3 plus PV2 by RT4. Apply the formula. Conservation of moles. Conservation of moles. So that is P1, 0.5 moles. The pressure is 0.5 atmosphere. Both have 0.5. Volume, let it be V. R value. Temperature, that is 327, which is plus. Once again, 0.5 because both are at same pressure. Volume, same. R value, T2, which is also 300, which is equal to final. Then let it be P, pressure, we don't know the pressure. Volume, V1 0.5, V2 also 0.5. That is same volume, same volume means, let it be 1, this is 1. Here also volume, let it be 1. Let it be 1. That is 1 by R into T3. How much is the temperature? T3. 1 is at 127 degrees centigrade. That is 127 means 273 plus 127, which is equal to 400 plus P into 1 by V, R into another one is at 27 degrees centigrade. That is 300. That is 300. Okay. So P and V, here pressure and volume. So calculate. Therefore, 0.5 by RR cancelled. RR cancelled. 0.5 by 300 plus 0.5 by 300 is equal to, that is P into 1 by 400 plus 1 by 300. Now calculate the pressure value. Pressure is equal to finally 4 by 7 atmospheres. Final calculation. 4 by 7 atmospheres. Just conservation of moles before and that one. After that, so calculate the number of moles of individual. That is both are hydrogen or fluid. How many number of moles are there? Check once again. So after connection, see here, this bulb is connected to another bulb, same volumes. It is connected, it is placed in water bath. Because of that, it is 400 Kelvin. It is 300 Kelvin. Okay. So that means it is a hot condition. It is when compared, it is a cold one. When compared to this one, it is cold. That means because of heating, some moles of gas is transferred there because gas is transferred. As temperature increases, escaping is automatically takes place. That means here 0.35. 0.35. So it is 0.35 minus number of moles is available. There something moles are going out. Now it is 0.35 plus number of moles. 0.35 plus number of moles. So now PV is equal to constant. Now PV is equal to 0.35 minus N, that is equation, into R into 400. Next, PV is equal to 0.35 plus N into R into 300. Compare these two values, calculate that N value. Therefore, N is equal to 0.05. 0.05. So put that N value here and here. So at 400 Kelvin, number of moles 0.35 minus N is 0.05, which is equal to 0.3 moles are there. At 300 Kelvin, 0.35 plus N, that is equal to N means 0.05, which is equal to 0.4. So these are the number of moles at those conditions. These are the number of moles at those conditions. So this is very, very important. Okay. Next one and most important model, that is the concept is payload concept. Payload concept. That is the final case for today. Payload concept. What is this payload? What is this payload? So payload is nothing but payload. That means, for example, a balloon. Let us take a balloon. This is the balloon. Here filled with helium, some lighter gas. This balloon moving down upward direction by taking some weight. So that is the balloon, air balloon, lifts this much weight. Lifts this much weight. Okay, okay, hot air balloon, accepted. This much weight. The weight lifted by that balloon is called as a payload. The weight lifted by that balloon is called as payload. Okay, it is the maximum weight lifted by that balloon is called as payload. That means when this payload, that is when balloon and this weight is going upward direction, some air is displaced. Some air is displaced. Therefore, weight of air displaced is equal to weight of air displaced is equal to, next, what is that one? This weight of payload plus balloon weight of balloon plus the helium gas which is taken inside, the weight of that helium gas, and therefore plus weight of lighter gas taken in the balloon. That means how much air is displaced because of this movement. That means something air is displaced. Air displaced is equal to mass of this one. The weight of that air payload plus original empty balloon mass plus helium is there inside. That helium mass, that gives the total mass of this one. That mass is equal to weight of air displacement. Now I want to calculate payload. Therefore, payload, how to calculate? Payload is equal to weight of air displaced minus this one. That is the weight of empty balloon. Weight of empty balloon plus weight of lighter gas taken. Weight of lighter gas taken. So this is the payload definition. So what is payload? So payload is nothing but so how much weight of that air balloon lifted? That is the maximum weight of that air balloon lifted, which is called as payload. How to calculate payload? Payload is that means because of this moment, something air is displaced. That air displaced value is equal to total mass of this one. And total mass of this one means this weight plus empty weight balloon plus helium. So that gives entire mass. Entire mass. From that payload value is you want to calculate the air displaced. So these values are given to you. Based on this, we are going to take one problem. See here. Problem on this payload. So is this clear? Payload means how much maximum weight of that balloon lifted. Not only that, rocket is there. So while launching rocket, so some mass of that is satellites or something are there. So the satellite weight is nothing but payloaded. The weight of the satellite is equal to payloaded. Okay. So similarly here also. So payload is calculated weight of air displaced minus weight of empty balloon plus weight of lighter gas taken. Weight of empty balloon plus weight of lighter gas taken. So this is payload calculation. So some data based on these concepts are given to you. Find out the payload value. So see the problem. See that problem. A balloon weighing 50 kg is filled with 685 kg of helium at 1 atmosphere and 25 degrees centigrade. Find the payload if it displaces 5100 kg of air. How much? All those values are given directly without any deviation. How much is the payload value? Payload is equal to formula ఏంటండి? Payload is equal to weight of air displaced, that is 5100 minus weight of empty balloon 50 plus weight of lighter gas taken, that is 685. That is 5100 minus 685, that means 735, which is equal to 4365 kg. This is all about your payload value. Simple, and all those values are directly given to you. 4365 kg. Okay. So next one, a little bit typical one, no doubt, based on this payload concept. So now, see that. That is the last problem for today. Solve yourself, try it. Payload is defined as the difference between the mass of displaced air and the total mass of balloon. Calculate the payload. Calculate the payload when a balloon of radius 10 meters, mass 100 kg is filled with helium. At 1.66 bar and 27 degrees centigrade. Given density of air is equal to 1.2 kg per meter cube. R is equal to 0.083 bar decimeter cube, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. Bar decimeter cube, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. So these are the values are given to you. Okay. You want to calculate payload. Payload is equal to, no doubt we know the formula. Payload is equal to weight of air displaced minus weight of balloon plus weight of helium. Weight of balloon plus weight of helium. All those we know. So substitute those values there. Now, I don't know the weight of balloon. So actually weight of balloon is how much is given to you? Something is weight of balloon. And weight of the helium and weight of air displaced, we don't know that. So see here, for balloon, the concept is volume of balloon is how much? Because let it be spherical shape, 4/3 pi r cube. 4/3 pi r cube. That is 4 by 3, 3.14. R value, radius is given to you. Where it is radius? The radius is 10 meters. So 10 power 3. Altogether the value is, after calculation, 4190.5 kg. Sorry, volume. So it is meter cube. That is the volume of balloon. Therefore, mass of displaced air is equal to, mass means we know density is equal to mass per volume, and mass is equal to density into volume. And so density into volume of balloon. That is equal to, density is how much is given to you? 1.2. 1.2 into volume is this much, 4190.5, and which is equal to 5028.6 kg. This is mass of air displaced. Okay. Next, for helium, we don't know the weight of helium. And for helium, weight of helium, we are going to calculate. Weight of helium is equal to, apply the formula, PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT for this purpose. Here n is equal to weight by gram molecular weight. Now I am going to calculate this weight. That weight. Therefore, pressure, that is weight is equal to ppm by RTN. Therefore, weight is equal to pressure 1.66 given to you. 1.66. Where it is? It is 1.66 pressure. Now, volume of balloon, already we calculated here. Volume of balloon. Volume 4190.5. Molecular mass of helium. Helium molecular mass is 4 by R value 0.083. Temperature, at which temperature is 27 degrees centigrade, that is 300. Finally, the value is 3117.5 kg. This is the weight of helium. Weight of helium. Now, calculate payload. Therefore, here I am going to calculate. Payload is equal to weight of air displaced, mass of air displaced, this is this much. 5028.6 minus weight of balloon, that is 100 kg, plus mass of helium. Mass of helium is how much? 111, that is 3117.5. 3117.5. So altogether, final calculation, the value is 3811.1 kg. This is the payload weighted. So see here directly those values are not given to you as in previous case. Those values not directly given to you, just like in the previous case. All those values here we are going to calculate. All these values are going to calculate here. So first of all, calculate volume of balloon by using radius. Calculate it. Based on that volume, air displaced, mass of air, because based on density of air is given to you. Calculate that mass value. So finally mass is calculated. So we are going to calculate helium. Helium is a gas, ideal gas behavior. PV is equal to 1/3 ml. That is PV is equal to nRT. N is equal to weight by molecular weight. Calculate that weight. So altogether the final payload values are calculated. So that means that is based on the given data. Here we are going to all extracted, no doubt.